career.
Well, that's really a thrill, and especially when your son has been in the big time for 10 years.
First time, and he couldn't pick a better place. So the Celtics, whose fans have been starved for success. Hard to believe after a team has won 16 world titles. And we're underway, and the tip is controlled by the Chicago Bulls, out of bounds. So the Bulls on offense first, and we talked about someone stepping up, and Ron Harper may have to be that man.
Well, you're talking about a guy who's averaged 17 points a game over his career. Now, what they're giving you right now is half-court pressure. They're matching up with you, but you must take it strong to the basket because they do not have shot blockers.
Jason Caffey misses from the baseline. The ball batted away. Caffey gets the loose ball and lays it in. Jason Caffey, who is the most consistent Bull in preseason, averaging 11 points and leading them in rebounds.
Major thing for the Boston Celtics. They must take care of their defensive board. It is really a weakness.
And the first shot is missed by Walter McCarty, and the Celtics get the ball back. McCarty, who played in 2 games with the New York Knicks last year, came over in the major trade for Chris Mills just before the season started. Antoine Walker throws up the air ball.
For people who are sitting in this building, they're accustomed to watching Robert Parrish, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale post up. Right now, the Boston Celtics do not have a post-up player that you need to double team. That puts pressure on your perimeter game.
And that's the style that Rick Pitino has, and it's not a style built for half-court offense. Tony Kukoc is fouled, and that is on Walter McCarty. McCarty, a former New York Knicks, came over with several young players for Chris Mills, who will help the Knicks for sure coming off the bench. Jordan, and a pushing foul is called against Ron Mercer.
That was an excellent call. You know, that was the old hand-checking rule. Never mind the old forearm rule. This year, anytime that a player catches the ball at the offensive end of the court and faces you, you cannot put a forearm or a hand on him.
Good passing by the Bulls. Gets it into Caffey for the basket. Hubie referred to new rules, and we're going to talk about a few as we go along. And of course, the three-point line has been moved back to 23 feet 9 inches. That was the original distance, but in the corners it is still 22 feet, which has been the distance all the way around in recent years. Missing from outside is McCarty. Celtics a little jittery, as you might expect with such a young team going against the world champions in this first quarter.
Well, anytime that you give the Celtics, the Chicago Bulls trouble, you've got to take the ball off the dribble, get to the hole, get down inside, and then crash the offensive glass.
2 minutes gone by in the opening quarter, and Luke Longley going to the basket is fouled by Walter McCarty, who picks up his second.
When you play against young team, the major thing is good ball movement. You see Kukoc fakes the jump shot, does a drop down pass to Caffey, who is running without the ball. Major thing tonight, when a team is pressing and trapping and running at you, what we call the old Carolina run and jump after Dean Smith, what you must do is take your time, give them ball fakes, and find key people moving to the front of the rim.
Walter McCarty with 2 fouls goes out of the game, and Bruce Bowen, who played in the CBA and 1 game with the Miami Heat last year, replaces him. A lot of new faces for the fans to get used to, as Longley missed the first free throw.
Well, they're high on Bowen. They really like his talent.
And a steal. Harper to a driving Caffey.
Oh, yes!
And Jason Caffey gives the Bulls a 6-0 lead. He's giving them a lot of energy in the early going.
The Bulls, one of the top 3 offensive rebounding teams in the league year after year. You cannot go to sleep in the backcourt.
Ron Mercer hits the first basket in the Rick Pitino era as the Celtics went 2.5 minutes without getting on the scoreboard. It's 6-2 now in favor of Chicago. And one thing you know, it's going to be an up-tempo game with Rick Pitino, win or lose. And an offensive foul is called against Michael Jordan.
Now, right now, you can see the Celtics get it. They fall asleep. Harper strips. And now watch Caffey come right down the middle and just nothing but mail it home. Big thing right now is that you block out, you take care of your defensive board, clear the ball, get it up the floor against Chicago, and make them do transition defense.
Travis Knight with an air ball. Fired that up one in a hurry. He's the tallest of the Celtics, the former Laker. Here's Michael Jordan, picked up by Mercer. Tough assignment for the rookie Ron Mercer, having to deal with Michael Jordan, but you know he'll get a lot of help. Here is Kukoc, and he hits from the corner. Already good ball movement by the Chicago Bulls, and the score is 8-2.
Yeah, you like what they're doing. They're distributing the ball. Everyone is looking for the extra guy, and the big thing against scrambling defense, patience.
Well, if there's a team in the league that has patience, it's the team in red tonight. And Antoine Walker hitting from the line. He was on the line, so it's a two-point basket. And they're going to call Bruce Bowen with a foul on Tony Kukoc. That might have been a forearm.
Yeah,
foul.
what happens now, Dick, is when you're in the front court, meaning the offensive end, if a player catches the ball, you are not allowed to put a forearm on him until he starts to dribble towards the basket.
So that was an example of that new rule. Bowen committing the foul. Longley up and under, beating Travis Knight to the basket, and the Bulls looking sharp, open up a 10-4 lead.
Now, when you were coaching that team that I remember back, those little shavers both played for you, when a team doesn't have any shot blocking, please post up and go strong.
Of course. I learned that even before you taught me that. Bruce Bowen on the follow, and it is now a 10-6 game. And there comes the full court pressure by the Boston Celtics.
Offense.
And there you go, an offensive hook called against Longley. He hooked him.
You had it before Jones. I like it. I think maybe you can do both jobs this year.
Give me a big head here.
Now just watch this pass. Now watch as Longley fakes the pass. You see the hook right there? Nice. Good camera work and an excellent call by the trail official.
Purvis Ellison, the oldest player on the Boston Celtics, has come into the ball game. Ellison, a 9-year veteran from Louisville, has come in to help the Celtics in the rebounding department. They have plenty of time on the shot clock, and a foul called. Antoine Walker was fouled by Jason Caffey, and Caffey committing the foul. So Caffey, Longley, and Jordan each with personal fouls, and the Celtics will inbound.
In the early going, Boston has showed no traps. They're matching up full court, playing man-to-man.
And another air ball, this by Dana Barros, to some of the better shooters on the Celtics. Way off the mark in the early going. Under 7.5 to go in the first. Kukoc slicing in, and he traveled. So a Bulls turnover. Tony Kukoc not in the best of shape, you'd have to say, as this season begins.
Oh, look, during the exhibitions, Dick, he shot 25% from the field and 23% in three and 61% on the foul line. Is this Tony Kukoc, the guy that we're accustomed to being such an all-around player? Of course not.
Caffey converting on the steal by Ron Harper, and Jason Caffey has 8 of the Bulls' 12 points. They've doubled the Celtics score. Nearly 5 minutes have elapsed in the first quarter. The Chicago Bulls are 6 of 7 from the field, off to a head start in a big way. Mercer driving the basket. Bowen with a good fake on Kukoc. Couldn't bank it in. Rebound Longley.
You know, in the early going here, I think the team switched shirts because the guys in red are stealing the ball and scoring on fast break opportunities.
Harper for 3. And the ball is tipped away, and a loose ball foul is called against the Chicago Bulls, and it'll be the second on their starting center, Luke Longley. But would you believe it? Michael Jordan has yet to take a shot nearly halfway through the opening quarter.
Grab the bound, dish the pill. Brett Hill coming through, displaying ultimate skills. GH4 owning the paint, leaving you right where you stand. Moving too quick, you're too late. I'm going hard to the rack. Your game's whack. When I attack, stay back, way back. GH4 by Fila, change the game.
Michael, we know, is just playing within. He's not forcing anything. They have excellent ball movement. They're getting easy plays out on the fast break. I'm surprised so far. We've played almost 6 minutes. Oh, by the way, here he is. He is back, and they need him.
Dennis Rodman.
I'm surprised that we have not seen one trap as of yet by the Boston Celtics. All they're doing is matching up, chasing you, but they're playing you straight man-to-man.
So they're playing possum as far as the trap because they knew the Bulls would expect it. Ellison throws the ball away on the turnover. That is the 4th turnover by the Celtics. So Dennis Rodman, who did not play in any of the preseason games and just signed his contract, had a problem with the incentives. But as Phil Jackson said, we need his fire, and that's why he's in the lineup and eventually will be the starter, of course, at power forward, the top rebounder in the league.
Well, last year, Jason Caffey started 19 games in the absence of Rodman and did an excellent job.
Here's Michael Jordan with his first shot of the year, and Ron Mercer gets the rebound. A lot of athleticism on the Boston Celtics, and that's what Rick Pitino's banking on. Right now, we're going to send our CNN viewers back to the CNN Center in Atlanta. And Ron Mercer with a nifty move, basket counts, and a foul. Mercer with his second hoop. That was Antoine Walker, excuse me, Walker with the hoop.
This is a very nice move by Walker. Now just watch how he fakes in, comes baseline, gets a little away with a little bit of a push into the chest of Caffey. Caffey's looking at the referee and was kind of surprised that he did not get the offensive call.
Caffey picking up his second personal foul. D. Brown and Chauncy Billups. Billups, the top draft pick by the Celtics. The third pick from the University of Colorado. He has struggled so far in preseason, has come in the game, so a new backcourt for Boston. Walker misses his chance for a three-point play. Caffey in the forecourt. The way to beat the trap, as UB has mentioned.
That's right.
Get that pass up in a hurry. Yep.
Take it to the basket.
Celtics get it back. Trailing 12-8 here in the first quarter. We have 5:38 to go.
This guy can score.
Walker misses. Kukoc was defending, and Michael Jordan with the rebound. Jordan off to the slow start. But when the final box score is in there, he'll have big numbers. Gets the first basket and draws the foul as well as he eased into the scoring column.
With the new rules of no forearm on a dribbler fake, just watch this now. See, he can get a running start, and this is just an acrobatic shot. Michael at his best. See, when he gets the step, there's nothing that Bowen can do about it. He's taking it strong to the basket. And the Celtics, the coaching staff, are very impressed with Bowen. The young man, they really think that he is going to be an excellent defender.
Foul was on Purvis Ellison, and Jordan makes good. Took Michael Jordan 6:35 to score his first points of the season, and he got 3 of them. So it's 15-8 now in favor of the Chicago Bulls. Travis Knight playing up on top, and a great deny defense by the Bulls, and causes another turnover. Here is Kukoc. Bowen is all over him. Here is a post-up against D. Brown. Michael Jordan is fouled as Travis Knight came into the picture, and a hard foul on Michael Jordan.
Oh, that was just a beautiful ball fake by Michael. He saw the double team coming, and he gives the ball fake. Now just watch the right of your screen. You're going to see Michael come in here. Now he sees him coming, gives the pump fake, takes the hit, but he was hoping that he could get the shot off with a little bit better how should I say, a better look at the basket, so he could possibly have made a three-point play.
Rick Pitino took 2 different teams to the Final Four, Kentucky and Providence, and of course Rick with the title in 1996. 3 Final Four appearances for Kentucky in the last 5 years, and this of course his second NBA go-around, his first with the New York Knicks. Also assisted UB Brown for a couple of years in New York. Chauncy Billups misses from the perimeter, and Jason Caffey clears. D. Brown is guarding Michael Jordan with 4:40 to go here in the first. Kukoc falling away, hits. Kukoc now with his second
That's the telescope. That was just a beautiful guard around, Dick. Anytime that they can't run their triangle, they come back to the top and run a nice guard around play.
Bowen is knocked down, but no foul. Tipped away and a steal by Jordan. And Michael with his first dunk of the season.
Well, you know, sometimes we have a tendency to forget he led the league in steals on 3 occasions during his career.
A perennial all-defensive selection, and a timeout is called. So the joints started jumping, but it's quiet now.
Now just watch Michael play that passing lane. There's no one better in the league because he gives you that 6'6", long arms, and the quickness. You are flying out of bounds, and your body breaks the line. You cannot call a timeout. The referees will ignore you.
Scott Perrell, who was acquired in a deal with the Dickey Simpkins, has come over and is in the lineup now for the Chicago Bulls. And Burrell committing the personal foul. Burrell played with Charlotte and Golden State and has been injury prone in his career. Played his college ball in the Big East at Connecticut, as did Travis Knight. And Bowen goes up on a good block, recovers, tries to tip it in. Good second and third effort by Bowen. And it's tipped away and finally put in. No, Antoine Walker misses. And a great save made by Dennis Rodman into the hands of Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan finds Kukoc in the corner. Hey, you know why? Pitino likes Bowen now. Tremendous battling inside, even though the Celtics did not come away with any points. 5 on the shot clock for the Bulls, and traveling is the call against Ron Harper.
The early going right now, we have not played 9 minutes. We are seeing sloppy basketball at both ends of the floor. We're seeing quite a bit of traveling with the Chicago Bulls. A lot of players are using their forearms, so we're getting a lot of unnecessary foul calls.
We are getting that. Want to welcome our viewers from TSM north of the border in Canada. Boston Celtics, Chicago Bulls, opening game of the season. Antoine Walker misses a three-pointer, and Dennis Rodman gets the rebound, his third. We have not had a three-point basket yet in this game with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, so the line obviously has made some difference. Normally we've had a flurry of them now, and a pushing foul by D. Brown against Michael Jordan. Very tough to go against 23 anytime.
Well, D. Brown's given Michael 4 inches, and that time he got caught behind him. He was trying to get in front. That's a smart move. Anytime that the Bulls post up a guy in the triangle, front the man in the low post and force them to go back to the top of the circle and run their guard around stuff.
Michael Jordan, who did not score for the first 6.5 minutes, hits the free throw. He has 8 points. He and Caffey lead the team with 8, and the Celtics bring in John Thomas, rookie from Minnesota, who came over along with Walter McCarty and Dante Jones in the trade for Chris Mills with the New York Knicks. Dante Jones, by the way, who played at Mississippi State, suspended for this game because of his participation in the bench clearing the situation with Miami and New York last year in the playoffs.
Now, right now, you saw the Bulls in their full court pressure.
Chauncy Billups with a basket. First basket for Billups, the number 3 pick. Winding down to 2.5 to go in the first quarter. The Bulls lead it 22-10. Kukoc gets 3 inside, and the Bulls are getting loose under the basket.
Well, all they're doing is running without the ball, Dick. They're staying within their triangle, but all of the action is away from the ball on the weak side of the floor.
D. Brown coming off the screen, off the backboard, and Dennis Rodman with another save. He has made several of them in this first quarter. Kukoc working against the taller Travis Knight. Here's Jordan, has it batted away by Thomas, who makes the steal. Loose ball. Thomas still battling, and it's last touched by the Bulls.
Now, this is the 3rd time that the Chicago Bulls have turned over the Boston Celtics in the backcourt after they have intercepted a play. Now, just watch this. This is a beautiful block, and as the ball goes down, they have possession of the ball. Boom, from the rear, this time Rodman.
And it's going to be Chicago ball as it was last touched by John Thomas. Burrell inbounds. Randy Brown has come in. Very reliable backcourt performer. Rodman has 4 rebounds of the 10. Rick Pitino telling us before the game, Hubie, that rebounding is going to be critical if his team is going to stay in the game. And right now, the Bulls have had the edge.
They have a very young team here, Dick. A lot of guys 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot, except they do not have any weight. There isn't any power here. So you have finesse and you have quickness, which is great for the running and the pressing and the trapping. But when you talk about NBA against a team like the Bulls, one of the perennial top offensive rebounding teams in the league, it's body on body that counts.
Speaking of bodies, here's Dennis Rodman working against Thomas as he hits the short jumper. Dennis Rodman is focused and not fully in shape. You wouldn't know it by the way he's played. Here's a steal by Randy Brown. Billups lost it, and it's tipped in.
Oh, that was goaltending. Oh, my.
No, they did not call it.
Yeah, well, I'm calling it.
Okay.
You refereed the one call before. I'm refereeing this one. That ball was not totally off the cylinder.
Kukoc with the tip in. The Bulls are on a 16-2 run and lead it 28-10, an 18-point lead. Their biggest lead of the game, and firing away and hitting. Ron Mercer, who is part of Kentucky's NCAA championship team a couple of years ago.
Now keep an eye to the left of your screen. Brown's going to miss this layup. Here comes Kukoc. Now just watch this ball as it's there. See, the ball is over the cylinder. You're not allowed to touch it. Nice pass.
And here's Kukoc with another easy jam. So the Bulls are breaking the trap easily and now lead it by a score of 30-12. The Celtics are shooting under 30% and have turned it over 8 times.
Well, first of all, the shot selection at this end of the floor. Oh, another steal.
Here's Kukoc. He's got Brown, and Randy Brown lays it in. So the Bulls are shooting in the 70s tonight, but they are layups and easy ones.
Oh, I'm glad you underlined the layups. All right.
I don't want people to think they're hitting the perimeter.
One team is running a layup drill and the other team is shooting jump shots. Okay, I think the team that's running a layup drill is going to be ahead.
Chauncy Billups misses a 3.
Nice pass.
And 5 rebounds for Rodman.
I'll tell you what happened there. Scotty Burrell right time. That time slowed down on Dennis. Now here's a nice move, a nice interception by Kukoc, and then once again total unselfish play, and the Bulls are really running the floor well tonight.
And Hubie, now they have brought in Steve Kerr, who is the hero in the 6th and deciding game. He got the pass from Michael Jordan and hit the key shot to beat the Utah Jazz. He has come in the game, as D. Brown. 12 and 11 seconds remaining.
Oh, another
on the
steal.
shot clock and another steal.
Oh, my.
The Bulls are making this look easy. Kukoc misses a 3. Barrows gets the rebound and fires it up and is short. The Chicago Bulls, under Phil Jackson, trying to win their 3rd title, a three-peat for the 2nd straight time, leading the Boston Celtics by 20 after 1 quarter.
Well, to me, I'm kind of shocked at the offensive end of the floor. Boston has 10 turnovers. Chicago Bulls are really not pressuring them or getting out and denying. They're just throwing the basketball, you know, right to the guys in the red shirts, and also bad passing angles on anybody posting up. I am just been totally shocked at the lack of defensive pressure by the Boston Celtics. They're shooting 27%, 10 turnovers. They're holding their own on the boards.
Andrew DeClerc, another pickup by Rick Pitino, who had played at the Golden State, has come on, number 45, to start the 2nd quarter. Antoine Walker with a turnaround, doesn't drop. And there's Walker McCarty, the ball stick will count, and a foul. So Walker, McCarty, Barrows, D. Brown, and Leclerc start for the white-shirted Boston Celtics in the 2nd.
Well, in Antoine Walker and McCarty, you have 2 really talented young players at your forward position. McCarty has a lot of hop, and by getting traded from New York to here, he's going to get an opportunity to get minutes and shot attempts. And it's good because he's a hard worker and he's a good, nice young fella with a great attitude.
Played a total of only 4 minutes in 2 games for the Knicks in his rookie year, a veteran club. Scott Farrell with Dennis Rodman, Luke Longley, Randy Brown, and Steve Kerr. Michael Jordan starts the 2nd quarter on the bench. He scored 8 points in the 1st. Kukoc also on the bench had 8, as did Jason Caffey. No basket and a pushing foul against DeClerc. Let's give you an idea what's coming up on Turner Sports as we get this NBA season underway. Coming up next, the Jazz and the Lakers. And Ostertag and Shaq went at it today. You know about it. You'll hear more. Next Tuesday, the Rockets and Sonics in Seattle. And next Wednesday, Hubie and I will be at the United Center as the Orlando Magic and Chuck Daly go against these Chicago Bulls. Luke Longley can't convert. Dana Barrows winds up with it. And into the low post. And Antoine Walker with the turnover. That's the 11th turnover by the Celtics.
Oh, the offensive foul. Good call. Good call. Luke Longley just shed Dana Barrows. Dana Barrows is only 5'10", and he went down in there to double team Luke Longley. Catch an eye to the right of your screen. Now watch what happens here. See, he holds his arm and then he just sheds him like a big bear in the woods. Boom. Get out of here, will you please?
A big bear in the woods.
That's
okay.
right. Oh, boy, he's a moose.
That's the 3rd foul against Luke Longley. Walker double teamed inside. Antoine Walker loses it again out of bounds. So Walker and the rest of the Celtics struggling. Antoine Walker, a top rookie last year, leading them in scoring. Luke Longley will go to the bench, and Tony Kukoc replaces him. Longley with 3 fouls, scored only 2 points. Bulls have been able to get the ball up court with ease against the Celtics defense so far in this first half.
Well, they've only actually trapped 1 time so far in the backcourt.
Rodman missing, and the rebound by McCarty. Crowd, not much to cheer about yet. Here is Walker. Crashing the boards was Leclerc, and here comes a 3-on-1 break for the Bulls. Kerr tries to dish it off inside. Last touch by the Celtics.
I'm Randy Brown. I say something to Steve Kerr. Steve, get the ball up the front, because he had a passing angle and he didn't give it to him. And if he would have passed the ball up front, he would have made the defense move, and then he would have gotten it back for a nice, easy layup there.
There's the shooting story as Michael Jordan comes in for the Bulls, and Ron Mercer coming in for the Celtics, who have shot just 27%.
And add on 12 turnovers on top of that.
That's why it's 32-15. It's been all Chicago. Brown coming off the screen. Andy Brown in and out, and Walter McCarty with another rebound. Good pass inside, and the basket by Ron Mercer. So Ron Mercer now into the scoring column, has his 4th point. Jordan double team. The open man is Brown. Good pass to Scott Burrell. Drives to the hoop. Batted out of bounds. And it's a great defensive play by the Celtics. Last touch by Chicago.
Well, I agree with Dennis Rodman and Scott Burrell. I honestly thought that ball went off of a white shirt out of bounds.
Youngest team in 10 years in the NBA. Hubie reported at the top of the game, and they've got to go against the 2-time defending world champion Chicago Bulls, looking for their second three-peat. To Clerk, threw the ball away as Barros was not there. Another turnover against Boston.
Well, you can see Rick is in a state of shock, mainly because they continue to pass the ball to the guys in red shirts or to the people in the first row.
Rocket Sonics, Tuesday night at 8. The NBA is on TNT.
Held 57-48 over the Nets at the break. Reggie 22 in the half. Back to Boston.
All right, Ernie, thank you very much. The place where Larry Bird became a legend right here in Boston. Parquet floor and all at the Fleet Center. Celtics outscoring the Bulls 5-0 in a little more than 3 minutes of the second quarter. They're spinning a second quarter shutout, Hubie.
Well, anytime that you play helter-skelter, full court pressure and that, you play games in peaks and valleys. Now, right now, in spite of shooting less than 30%, 13 turnovers, you look at the clock, they're only down 15. And we're still, you know, there's plenty of time to go here. They just have to take care of the basketball and get higher percentage shots.
So they're only down by 32-17. Barros misses it down and drops in. So our first three-point basket of the season here. Dana Barros, who's known for that, hits it from the field. So despite 13 turnovers in 16 minutes, the Boston Celtics are down by only 12. They trap Michael Jordan.
See, the clock is down now. They're inside of 11 seconds.
Celtics have outscored the Bulls 8-0 here in this quarter. And there's Randy Brown, misses, but Scott Burrell with the follow, and the Bulls finally get on the scoreboard with nearly 4 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. They lead it 34-20. Don't forget, Jazz and Lakers coming up next. Opening up on TNT. McCarty misses, and of course the young players will rush their shots. They won't have the same kind of patience the Bulls will.
No, and you know what? They play in peaks and valleys, like we said. They're in spurts. Now here's your shot. just watch the weak side. See, anytime that you're trapping, you're running at people, and you are allowing weak side offensive rebounding, and that was a perfect example of that right there, Dick.
Burrell on the Bulls. What do you think that looks like?
Oh, well, if he stays healthy, it's an excellent addition. He has a lot of skills of Scottie Pippen. Because he's about that size, he can defend. He's a good three-point shooter and a slasher.
On the curve miss. Here come the Celtics. Antoine Walker. And it looks like the Celtics have settled down a bit here in the second quarter. 7:20 to go. Here is Ron Mercer in the lane with a wild shot attempt. Gets the rebound and is fouled. I'll tell you one thing about the Celtics, they keep battling.
Well, they keep fighting, and they had nice ball movement at times. But, Dick, they're taking poor percentage shots. And you got to say, everybody's hustling. This is a nice move by Mercer. But in this game tonight, they're getting into the painted area. When they get in there, if you notice, every shot is challenged. That might not happen in practice, but when you play the Chicago Bulls, they challenge every single shot.
Mercer, who played at Kentucky for only 2 years. Walker, also a 2-year player. Walter McCarty played all 4 years at Kentucky. Burrell goes out, replaced by Ron Harper. That last foul was on Tony Kukoc. And Ron Mercer misses both free throws, gets the miss, and gets the basket. So he got two the hard way. And the Celtics trailing by 12 once again, 34-22.
Get out from behind the basket, Dennis, so that opens up for the long lobs.
Mercer just missed the steal on that inbound pass against Travis Knight. Michael Jordan with a great move. And he gets the ball back on the loose ball. He's going to go for two more. And not this time, although Ron Harper challenged that one.
I'm sorry, but I have to say this again. The Chicago Bulls are playing like I thought the Boston Celtics would play defensively. They have all of these steals. They have 9 steals. Here you go. There's your score. Now watch what happens. They throw the ball in bounds. Boom. Chicago steals it again. That is their 5th steal in the backcourt.
This Bulls team thrives on challenges, and of course the challenge they have is to go without Scottie Pippen for at least a month and a half. An offensive foul has been called against Walter McCarty. That is his 3rd foul of this game, and it comes with 6:25 remaining in the second quarter.
Well, you know what happens, Dick? To keep an eye on this. He hustles real hard, and then he lost his balance, and he went right into Dennis Rodman, and then Dennis Rodman goes for the flop and gets the call.
As he would.
Yes, of course.
McCarty to the bench with 3, and Bruce Bowen replaces him. Chicago Bulls playing without Scottie Pippen, who, by the way, may be back before January. They say possibly on Christmas Day. He's showing a quick recovery. He just had foot surgery 3 weeks ago, and he may not miss the first 2 months. That would be a great break for the Bulls if Scottie Pippen were to get back sooner. Tony Kukoc with the offensive foul. That's his 2nd of the game. The Celtics down by 14. They were down by as many as 20.
Well, they come back right now and get a field goal. Anything can happen here before the set.
Here is Antoine Walker. Fall away against Dennis Rodman. Walker now with 8 points. He is the leading scorer for the Celtics.
See, the one thing you know is that Boston's going to be pressing you for 48 minutes. You know that. Now, are you in good enough condition?
We'll find out.
That's right.
Tell you what, the Bulls are glad they don't have to face this kind of team every game.
That's a double dribble. He dribbled, fake, and dribbled again.
Well, you're on the. You should be wearing that striped shirt.
That's my second call. My second good call.
2 balls in 1 half for you. And the foul is called against Tony Kukoc, who's picked up 3 in a hurry.
See, dribble right there. They gave him a dribble. Now watch. He fakes a net. He fakes around, and now watch what happens. See, this happens a lot in basketball. He dribbles again.
Well, you're right on it. Dennis Rodman leaves the game, replaced by Jason Caffey. Judd Bushler is going to check in a moment. And here's a great pass. Barrows misses the layup. Travis Knight led him perfectly. And now the Bulls come back. Kukoc left open for a 3. He's going to get another chance. Feeds Caffey, and a foul foul is called. Travis Knight felt he had all ball, but he'll be hit with the personal foul, his second.
Now just keep an eye on this nice bounce pass. For once Knight hits a cutter, Barros is going right in. But see, once again, the intimidation of the shot block. He lost his concentration. He missed the layup.
Did you say for once?
Yeah, you know why? Because Knight has passed the ball more times to Chicago than he has passed to the post guy.
Okay, wanted to clarify that. You're right about that.
We read that Knight is your center. He's playing up high, 7 foot, 255. He's going to shoot threes and make jump shots and then feed the post. Well, unfortunately, tonight things aren't working out that well.
And Travis Knight, who played with the Lakers last year, a free agent pickup. By the way, Knight was the #1 pick by the Chicago Bulls last year, and they renounced the rights to Travis Knight. He wound up with the Lakers.
Well, it's a great deal for the young man because he was a free agent, went to the Lakers. Shaq gets injured, gets playing time, puts together some very nice numbers, and as a matter of fact, led the Lakers in rebounding on 9 occasions last year.
Played good defense. Very impressive rookie. Andrew DeClercq replaces Knight. Posting up against Mercer is Jordan. They doubled in a hurry. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Judd Bushler from the corner. And the rebound, Barros. Very active veteran is Dana Barros in his 9th year. Antoine Walker lost the ball out of bounds, and good decoy defense by the Bulls as first they flashed Steve Kerr and then Jason Caffey, and Walker lost it out of bounds.
Just want to bring up that one little point again. Now that was good defense. They forced the timeout. Jason Caffey calls a 22nd in the backcourt. In spite of this horrendous shooting by Boston, the rash of turnovers. You look at the clock, they are down only 12.
That is hard to believe. When you look at poor shooting, 16 turnovers, you would think that this game, if such a game in the NBA, could be salted away in the second quarter, but that is not the case.
Well, that's what this style of play will do. This style of play plays in peaks and valleys. It's chaotic, but you have to be in physical condition to remember that this is going to be the pace for 48 minutes.
And let's take a look once again at the difference. What a contrast in ages, experience, all of that between these teams.
Well, we said that it's the youngest team in the NBA in the last 10 years. You see the games, you see the rings, you see the all-star thing. But how about tonight, the starting team? 1 rookie, 3 guys with only 1 year in the league, and then Dana Barros with 8 years. See, I thought we would see more trapping back there, but maybe they're feeling him out, and we'll see that in the second half, Dick.
Caffey feeding Harper, driving the lane, and a foul called against Andrew DeClercq. Bulls ice cold in the second quarter, only 2 for 13 from the field. How much would you put that on the fact that the Celtics are making them work to bring the ball?
Oh, absolutely. No, Dick, there's no doubt about that. But also, we said at the top of the show, you take Scottie Pippen out of this mix, you're not only talking 20 points, you're talking 6 assists. He's the leading assist guy on this team. Then you are also taking out of the mix here is your defensive board play, and then also the all defense, for 6 straight years. So you know that he is a major, major loss.
Started every game last year, and with foot surgery, out of action now. Chauncy Billups has come in the game for the Celtics, the rookie point guard. Bulls retain the ball after the miss. 4:15 to go in the first half, 37-24. 13-point lead for the Bulls. Ron Harper with it, working against Billups. And they're going to call the foul on the rookie.
In the last 3 minutes, Dick, once we got down to about 7 minutes in this quarter, their half-court pressure has improved 100%. They are up-guarding people right now. They're making it difficult for them to run the triangle, and they're not giving them high-percentage shots. But it only kicked in within the last 3 minutes.
Well, Rick Pitino knows this is not a one-year deal. It's going to take several years, but he's done it everywhere he's gone. Judd Bushler hitting from the corner. You name it, Pitino's done it, and he has gotten success everywhere he has coached. 39-24 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first half. Jordan with 10, Kukoc on the bench with 10 with 3 fouls, leading the Bulls, and Antoine Walker with 8 tops the Celtics. 8 on the shot clock now. Billups tries to get it in low, knocked away by Jordan. Nice. Good pass to Walker, and Antoine Walker, the first Celtic to get into double figures. Chicago lead.
Billups is the only player on the Celtics who has been able to beat his man, get down inside, and make something happen. Now there we just had a nice trap in the backcourt, forced them to work their way out of it.
You mentioned Billups, who has struggled big time in preseason.
Yes, he has. And unfortunately for him, already they're talking about trades involving the young man. That's very difficult when you're the third pick.
Michael Jordan, and Harper misses, and the rebound by Bowen. You gotta like Bruce Bowen and what he has shown in this first half, and Walker couldn't control another Boston turnover with 2:40 to go. Well, this is a scrambling Boston Celtic team all over the floor. Jordan goes in, and they're going to call the blocking foul.
Oh, he gets the call.
He gets the call and gets the basket.
And Phil Jackson just gave us a quick movement better than at any time that he played for the Knicks. He was off the bench in the defensive
right back.
stance. Yeah. Now watch Michael make his move here. Now as he comes in here, the defender moved right in front. Now, there's no doubt about it. He was there. He was in front of the box. He was not in the box. Now just keep an eye on it. Now watch the defensive player. See, he's right there. But unfortunately for that young man, the guy who elevated was number 23.
Let's not forget that. .234 remaining in the first half. The Bulls lead the Celtics 41-26, and that woman told us before the game, Hubie, she's been coming to see the Celtics for 50 years.
She and her husband sit right here at half court. I came in the league in '73. They were there then. And, you know, you're talking quite a few years. How about 50 years coming to see the Celtics? And you know what? It's so nice. They stay even keel.
Right.
You know what I mean? No matter, they're in the great days, they're in the bad days.
Never got a technical foul.
Yeah, they're here every night. You talk about loyalty.
Michael Jordan now with 13 points, 42-26 with 2:29 to go. That's right, the Celtics have scored only 26 points, although the bank shot by Chauncy Billups, he shows a little magic out there.
Oh, I like what Billups is doing here. He's the only guy that's capable of blowing by. And, you know, we've always got to go back and underline the fact that the Bulls half-court defense is one of the top half-court defenses in the league.
Kerr picked up by DeClerc on the switch. Bushler and Kerr, along with Ron Harper, Jason Caffey, and His Highness number 23, Michael Jordan, has got the ball under 2 minutes to go. At the buzzer, Jordan misses a fall away, and the Celtics control. Here is Chauncy Billups.
Look up.
He's with Mercer, DeClerc, Bowen, and Antoine Walker posting up against Jason Caffey. Here is Walker working in, gets his own rebound and puts it in. Antoine Walker, who played all 5 positions as a rookie for the Celtics last year, brings him to within 12 once again.
That was a great move there, because not only did he shoot it, but he went right over the top of Caffey.
Caffey driving in, and the foul will be against the Celtics. Bruce Bowen winds up on the Fleet center floor.
Well, the people in the building want to travel here right now, but just keep an eye on Caffey. Caffey is really hustling. See, once he comes down in here, he lifts his pivot foot there. See, there's a travel, okay? And because he never got the shot off. If you're going to lift your pivot foot after you take the 2-step, you've got to pass or shoot the basketball. He never got to that.
Jason Caffey misses the first free throw. Coming up on the Nike halftime report, Ernie Johnson, Cheryl Miller, and Reggie Theus will be in our Atlanta studios with all the scores and highlights from opening night. Plus, Greg Ostertag reacts to today's incident with Shaquille O'Neal. It was at the shoot-around. The Jazz and the Lakers getting set to tip it off in the second half of our opening night TNT doubleheader. 14th year Turner Sports has covered NBA action. Caffey makes 1 out of 2.
Caffey very quietly is doing a nice job, just like he did in the exhibitions. He was the only player other than Michael Jordan to average double figures during the 8 exhibition games for Chicago.
9 points and 4 rebounds in the game for Caffey, and that was D. Brown with the jump shot. 43-32. It's an 11-point game as we wind down to a minute to go. The Celtics with all of their opening night young jitters. Bowen and Jordan misses from outside. And here comes Walker. Bowen got that last basket. He has 4 in the game. Antoine Walker nearly lost it off his foot. 10 on the shot clock. Mercer fires it up, and Bowen gets position and gets the ball. It'll be Celtics ball and a new clock.
Antoine Walker, Dick, makes an awful lot of things happen. Unfortunately, he's very careless with the basketball and turns the ball over very easily. Now, during the exhibitions, he having close to 4 turnovers a game, and we see tonight he is really struggling. He's out far. So if you're playing him defensively, you play him for the drive, and you tell him, hey, you got to beat me with an outside jump shot, but I'm gonna play the drive. I'm not going to let you get into the painted area.
22nd timeout called by Phil Jackson and the Bulls.
I know this sounds crazy. I'm Rick Pitino. We just played the worst half that any of us could have imagined. We all thought that we would play a higher quality of basketball. At 11, I go in right now. Not a bad half. Okay, I am at home. And we all talk about building up confidence. They have 6 of their first 8 games at home.
Dennis Rodman in the ball game now for the Bulls.
There you go.
Walker with the turnaround. 14 points. 10 of them coming here in the second quarter for Antoine Walker, and it's a 9-point game. The Bulls in front. They have led all the way in this one. As we now have under 20 seconds to go, 13 on the shot clock for the Bulls.
Remember, you also trap in the backcourt net because you're running precious seconds off the clock.
Now the final 9 seconds, 4 on the shot clock. Jordan misses the bank shot, and here is Dana Barros.
You have time.
And Barros is fouled by Ron Harper with 3.7 seconds left. That is the 4th team foul against the Chicago Bulls.
Good foul. Good
The first in the last 2 minutes, so that was a good foul, and the Celtics will have to inbound.
Good foul by Harper. Now we're giving Harper a lot of credit that he knew that they had one to give. Okay.
When in doubt, do that.
Yeah, excellent play.
Bowen gets it in. Harper stepped on the line, but now 2.7 showing on the clock.
Well, you have plenty of time to make a catch and get off at least one good dribble. All right, so you got to make something happen here now.
Here's Walker with Caffey in his face. Time running out, and Walker fires it up. Michael Jordan came at him to double team him, and that got Walker on of it. But the Boston Celtics are the closest they've been since 5 minutes left in the first quarter, as Jordan with 13 points. Walker has 14 to lead Boston. And after halftime, the second half, the leading scorers in the game for the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan has 13 points, but he has missed 6 of his last 7 shots. Tony Kukoc, who has 3 personals, 10, and Jason Caffey, who got off to a hot start, scoring 8 of his first 9 points in the opening quarter. For the Celtics, Antoine Walker has 14, and he's been the big gun offensively for the green and white.
If you just start protecting the basketball a little bit more, Dick, he could put up here some hellacious numbers in the second half.
Walter McCarty spins in for the layup. McCarty gets the opening basket, and there you see the Celtics making the Bulls work to bring it up. It's 43-36, a 7-point Bulls lead. They have Caffey, Harper, Kukoc, Longley, and Michael Jordan. And an offensive foul against the Bulls. And it's going to be against Longley, and that'll be 4 on Luke Longley.
That's his 3rd offensive foul, posting up while the ball is being moved. Now, Phil Jackson, you know, is just perturbed, but he's going to leave him in there because they have a number of centers.
McCarty short with the jumper, and here comes Harper. 43-36. The Celtics had a chance to cut it to 5 points. Caffey with a turnaround bank shot, and Travis Knight snares the rebound. Well, you wonder about the 3-point shooting with the line moved back to 23-9. 1 for 8 for both of these teams. 3-point shooting and a foul as Antoine Walker is hit with the layup, and the Celtics making a little early third quarter run.
Well, you can see they're getting a feel. That's why at the top of the show we said they have 15 players on this team, 10 new players. This is just a nice backdoor move and a shrunk. They have 2 excellent forwards, McCarty at 6'10 and Antoine Walker at 6'10. They're both young players. and they have nothing but an upside. They're quick of foot. But what you must do is attack them at the other end of the floor and take them strong to the hole.
It's a 5-point game. Antoine Walker has 16. Caffey picked up his 3rd foul. The starting front court for the Bulls in foul trouble early in the 3rd quarter, and this capacity crowd at Fleet Center expecting so much and expecting excitement in Rick Pitino's debut, getting some of it now.
Well, their half-court defense has been excellent.
Jordan beating Longley. Great feed from Michael Jordan to Longley in the lane.
See, the Celtics half-court defense in the last, say, 9 minutes of this game is more physical, and they're covering the area.
Dana Barros hits from downtown. That's his 2nd, and he is the only player on both teams to hit from downtown. And the Bulls lead at 45-41. 4-point game. Celtics a lot more poised and settled, and the jitters obviously over, as Rick Pitino referred to it. Here's Michael Jordan. And the rebound into the hands of Mercer.
Now just keep pushing and force the Celtics in, force the action, make Chicago defend you in transition.
Walker misses a 3, but Barros gets the loose ball, and here is McCarty with a feed out tonight, knocked away. So another sloppy play. Remember what Rick Pitino told Craig Sager? A lot of those turnovers were mishandled more than steals on the part of the Bulls. Caffey inside, misses, hangs in there, and loses it.
Get it out and up.
Walker to McCarty. This is the young athleticism. McCarty, wild shot tipped in by Travis Knight, and it's a 2-point game. 45-43, and Jordan has to fight to get the inbounds pass. The Celtics trailing by 2, the closest since the opening basket of this game. And a steal as the Jordan's pass intercepted by Walker. Here is Barros, and he misses. A chance for Boston to take the lead, but they get the ball again. Ron Mercer on the outside. A little more than 3 minutes gone by. 3rd quarter, it's been all Boston Celtics.
Now, this is what they came for. They wanted to see the defense, and they wanted to see the explosion out on the break.
Dana Barros leaves it for Ron Mercer. Mercer ties the game at 45. No timeout called by Phil Jackson. He's going to let him go.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I disagree with that, because you can see right now there's a fatigue factor and there's a disorganization by the Chicago Bulls.
And a foul called. Walker looked like he got the deflection, but a personal foul has been called.
Dana Barros is one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Throughout his career, a 42% shooter. So that's why in that last 3-on-2, he stepped back and looked for a 3. That's a nice move, a good pass off, a drop down, and here comes Mercer to send it home.
Tony Kukoc misses the layup inside, and Caffey comes down with it. Andrew DeClerc has replaced Travis Knight at center for the Celtics. We're tied at 45, and on the turnover, McCarty stepped on the line.
That's okay.
He got the ball back, stepped on the line, but this young enthusiasm, this buoyancy that the Celtics are showing, and it's infectious with the crowd.
Remember, though, Dick, it did not kick in until the middle of the 2nd quarter. This is how we thought they would be playing right from the get-go. But it's going well right now. Now, almost a steal by McCarty. They had another 3-on-1 situation. That's why early we kept saying they play in peaks and valleys, and can you play them defensively for 48 minutes?
Timeout, Chicago. We'll be right back.
On the Road by Fila, Change the Game, and by DVD Video from Philips Magnavox.
We're tied at 45 with 8:13 to go in the 3rd quarter, and the fatigue factor that Hubie talked about. Bulls shooting 20% in the 2nd quarter. Hubie only 1 for 5 so far here in the 3rd.
Well, you know, when you're coaching against pressing teams, you got to have a time clock in your head. When they run off those spurts, 6-0, 8-0, 10-0, you have to have it in your head when you're going to stop it with a timeout.
Tony Kukoc with 3 fouls back in there. Caffey with a shot at the buzzer. They didn't make it in time, and the 24-second clock expired.
When you play a young, inexperienced team, You always have to understand that once they smell confidence, which this team has had now, you know, over a quarter of play, they're going to elevate their game.
Here is Walter McCarty, misses from three-point range, and the rebound by Michael Jordan. Jordan only 13 points, beating Caffey, who gets a layup. And the Celtics quickly get it to the front court. So the Bulls lead again, 47-45. De Klerk posting up against Longley, who's still in the game, playing with four personals. McCarty goes right past Michael Jordan and stuffs it through. 7 for Walter McCarty, and another tie.
And a steal.
Steal by De Klerk. McCarty,
yes,
soft jump shot, and the Boston Celtics have taken their first lead of the game, 49-47.
Once again, the Boston Celtics take the ball out of bounds behind the backcourt. They have done this at least 10 times in this game today.
Jordan guarded by McCarty, going by Waller, fall away, doesn't go, and Luke Longley tips it in. And the Bulls tie it up now at 49. So the Boston Celtics at one point down by 20 points after the first quarter of the game. Have come back, took a 2-point lead. It is now tied. An illegal defense called against the Bulls. That's the first call against either team tonight.
McCarty is showing us his athleticism. There's no doubt about it. He's taking it strong right to the basket here. See, you must get up and play him because he is a very, very good jump shooter facing out to 22 feet.
Ron Mercer going to the bench with 8 points. And Antoine Walker hits from three-point range. So the Celtics have all three-point baskets. Steal by Walker, and it's blocked by Longley. Loose ball. Longley is kicked and fouled. Let's see, when I say kicked, it looked as if there was a foot in there, and there was a tripping foul called against Antoine Walker.
Well, to me, I just thought that that was a normal skirmish that you see in a basketball game. Two big guys getting crossed up. Now, just watch this. Antoine goes strong. Now, as he takes it to the hole here, you're going to see the shot block by Luke, and as the ball goes down, boom, he catches him on like a block.
Longley has the shot blocked from behind by De Klerk as Walter McCarty goes to the bench. And here is Walker moving out now to Barrows. Mercer back in the game. Rebound by Kukoc, and he nearly lost it out of bounds. And the fatigue aspect of it seems to loom here for the Boston Celtics without question.
Dick, they have them completely disjointed here. They're running all over the place. They're not getting into the triangle, and when they do get in it, there's not much time left on the clock.
Harper misses a three. The Celtics lead by 3, 52-49. Antoine Walker hits another from downtown, his second. He's got 22 points. And the Celtics have opened up amazingly here, a 55-49 lead here in the third quarter. And here come the Bulls coming in with reinforcements. Dennis Rodman, Steve Kerr, and a standing ovation for the Boston Celtics.
Why not? I mean, these young guys are running hard now. They're playing with confidence, and they're looking for the outside shot now because fatigue is set in, and the Bulls are no longer up challenging the jump shooters. They're giving them wide open shots.
It took a while for Rick Pitino's style to get into effect here, but it has. Here is Walker's three. And, you know, part of the trapping defense is also goes with the three-point shots in Rick Pitino's pass.
Well, the big thing here right now, anytime that you play this style of play, your team is in very good physical condition, and you get better as the season goes on. The big thing right now is when you play them is you cannot allow them to get you into chaos, and that's what's going on here.
Michael Jordan fouled as he's double-teamed and puts up the shot. A little more urgency on the face of Michael Jordan now as Walter McCarty has picked up his 4th personal foul. But the scoring thus far in the third quarter, the Celtics have outscored the Bulls 21-6.
Think back through this quarter, Dick. We've played almost 7 minutes. Michael Jordan on the line right now is not getting the ball in any area where he can get a high percentage shot. When they do hit him, the clock is going down. He's out wide. They're running 2 guys at him, and he has to give the ball up. So give the Celtics a lot of credit for forcing him to give the ball up also with the clock down.
John Thomas into the game for Boston. Michael Jordan looking for his first point of the third quarter, and he finally gets it. 5:10 remaining in the third. Jordan with 14 points, and the Celtics trying to beat a Chicago trap. Chauncy Billups, who has looked good in his debut in the NBA, fires it up and hits from three-point range, and all of a sudden, Rick Pitino's young team is making believe the three-point line is back where it used to be.
Hey, Billups just came in the game off the bench, and as soon as he touches the ball, he shoots a 3 and drills it.
5 3-pointers for the Celtics to none for the Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan is short with it, and Dennis Rodman is there to clean up. And the Bulls trail now the Celtics 58-52. Here is Billups. Gets the double team. Open is Bowen. And he's short with it. Billups with the follow, and he's got it. 9 points for Chauncy Billups. And the Celtic lead now is 60-52. This has been a 28-point turnaround in this game from the first quarter. Caffey to Rodman, and Dennis Rodman with his second straight basket.
Excellent execution that time. Get it up 3-on-2, take it strong.
Bowen takes it strong, doesn't make it. John Thomas, a block out of bounds, last touched by the Celtics.
Now this is a 3-on-2 situation. Beautiful drop off by Caffey, and then Dennis executes with a nice backhand reverse.
3:45 remaining in the third quarter. It's been all Celtics, and Kukoc gets free on a backdoor play. Tony Kukoc has 12 points now, and the lead for the Celtics is 4.
Well, that time they had 3 guys run at Michael, and anytime that they're doing that, Michael is finding the guy who is open if he moves without the ball.
Steve Kerr, the veteran, guarding the rookie Chauncy Billups out on the point. And a
they're getting
Chicago foul.
Yeah, Jason Caffey on off the ball. Now here you see, now watch, 3 guys double team Michael, run without the ball, and you know what? I was 1 guy short. They ran 4 guys at him. Travis Knight was late getting there.
Michael Jordan has 4 assists thus far in the game to go along with 14 points. John Thomas is out of the game, and Travis Knight is in there. So here is Billups trying to feed it to Walker. He does, and Antoine Walker now with 24 points in the game. 10 here in this third quarter, and he has sparked the Boston Celtics surge. They were down by 9, and they're going to call the pushing foul against Boston.
That could have gone either way. And Bowen that time tried to make a good move. Kukoc catches him with a forearm and knocked him right out of there. Depends upon the angle. Now this is just a great move by Phillips. Now watch him take it up, drop it right in the middle of your screen as Walker came right down. The old story, when your man leaves you to double team, get to the front of the rim.
You know, win or lose, I think the fans here in Boston already know it's a new era of Celtic basketball. Here's Michael Jordan going baseline, and the Bulls ball in the hands of Billups. Bulls get back defensively. Chauncy Billups pulls up at the free throw line and hits. He was struggling in preseason. He looks like he's been playing for 4 years.
This is the guy today. You pick up the newspaper. Here they had 3 trades for him in the paper today.
They better hold on to him. Chauncy Billups with 11 points off the bench, including 1 3-pointer. And the Celtics are up 64-56.
And that's the first time tonight that they did not play the guy out of bounds, used him as a center fielder, and gave you full court pressure and looked for the traps.
And you have to wonder about Michael Jordan, who has only 1 basket since the first quarter.
Well, he can't get any looks, all right? They do not find him in the offense.
Kukoc at the buzzer misses a 3, and Travis Knight gets the rebound. But you got to credit the Boston Celtics for keeping Michael Jordan under wraps, as few teams have been able to do for as long as 3 quarters in a game. Here is Walker spinning his way in, gets the rebound, and the basket, and gets the foul.
Yeah. That was a good one. Not only did he make a great move, he took the push from Rodman. He sends it down, and now he's going to the foul line. Now keep an eye on this move. Now just watch as he spins down inside. Watch it right there. You see they push. Now here it is. Boom. There it is, the knockout, and he gets to the offensive glass. Terrific.
What a story unfolding here at Boston Garden. Can it last? Question about it, Ernie. Midnight Madness was big at UK, but here at Fleet Center, maybe the pros, but it's a college atmosphere right now with these kids. Walker misses the free throw. Since the Bulls had a 32-12 lead, look at that score.
Well, I think the biggest shock to anybody who follows this game is the fact that the Chicago Bulls are so disorganized, and also that they're getting poor percentage shots.
They are now rushing the shots as Boston did early in the game, and the Celtics are gaining confidence as they go along. And that was Bruce Bowen with the hoop. So the Celtics playing with a lot of confidence. And they've got the Chicago Bulls on the run, but we're only in the third quarter with less than a minute and a half remaining. 68-56. It has been a 32-point turnaround in this game. At one time, the Bulls were up by 20. Caffey has it knocked away by Bowen. Great defensive play.
Nice.
3-on-2 break. Billups has it knocked away out of bounds. Last touched by the Celtics.
Keep an eye on this now. Good strong move by Caffey. Now Knight last year averaged 2 shot blocks a game for the Lakers.
Air ball, and Rodman misses inside. And for once, the Celtics are playing a half-court offense. We haven't seen much of that from them tonight. Leading 68-56. And here is Antoine Walker short with it, and the rebound knocked away. Here's Travis Knight. Billups misses. Knight crashing the board, and the rebound by Scott Burrell. Burrell in there along with Ron Harper, Steve Kerr, Jason Caffey, and Dennis Rodman. Michael Jordan on the bench. He has scored only 1 point here in this third quarter, and 1 basket since the opening quarter of the game. Rodman with a turnaround, and Dennis Rodman has become an offensive force out of necessity. He's got 8 points.
Well, I think it's interesting, Dick. You're watching the triangle offense being pushed all the way out to the 3-point line. And all they're doing, the Celtics are just doing it by using 10 players. They're rotating him after about 4 or 5 minutes of play.
Final seconds go by, and that is the end of the third quarter. But a standing ovation for the Boston Celtics, and let's listen. Boston by 10. That's the score after 3.
You know, I'm happy for these young guys because they never gave up on themselves. They could not have played a worse half than they did. But in the last 6 minutes, you could see the defense get tougher. They were making better shots. And then we have seen this incredible fatigue come into the Chicago Bulls.
Steal by Billups and the layup. And the full court pressure is paying off big time now for the Celtics. They finally beat it, does Chicago, to Dennis Rodman, who lays it in. 10 for Rodman. And it's a 70-60 game, Boston leading. Another factor for the Celtics turnaround, they've committed only 1 turnover so far in the second half.
That's major. That's a good point there.
D. Brown into the game, has the ball knocked away. Kerr saves it nicely to Dennis Rodman, and it's kicked off the foot of Luke Longley. It'll be Boston ball.
Anytime that you can cut down your turnovers, which they have done, like you brought out a great point, only 1 in that quarter, and then you are crushing one of the better defensive rebounding teams in the league. By getting offensive rebounds, you're playing some basketball.
Travis Knight.
There you go.
It's the jumper. He got off to a slow start tonight, but he has come on, and he's playing with Andrew DeClerc. And a 20-second timeout called by the Bulls. They could not get the ball inbounds against the full court pressure of Boston.
The first thing you have to do is get out from behind the backboard, because you can't make any long passes when you're caught back there. Now you're going to see right here, Travis comes off a down screen, and he just takes it up and in. And I'm glad that he's looking for a shot this half. In the first half, all he kept doing was getting out past the 3-point line and trying to pass the ball down inside to cutters. Now, in this game, Travis Knight, 4 points, but what did they get him for? The rebounding. He's got 9 rebounds and a couple of shot blocks. He's doing a very nice job.
And he's in the lineup along with Andrew DeClerc, so it is a big lineup for the Boston way of looking at things. They've got the 2 big men along with Bruce Bowen, Chauncy Billups, and D. Brown. 3 guards and 2 big men, and they call Knight over the top for the foul against Dennis Rodman.
See, whenever you press and trap, that's fine. Hey, you run through those. We got playing 10 guys. Okay, we got 60 fouls here.
Foul trouble's never a factor.
You never even worry about it. And what we're seeing Rick do in that first half, we kept telling you, they were pressing full court, matching up, no trapping. Now this half, they're doing an excellent job. They're trapping, sometimes coming with the guy off the out-of-bounds pass, or them running out of guy.
Michael Jordan with a basket and his first field goal in the second half. And Steve Kerr very nearly with a steal, and it's not out of bounds. Still Boston's ball. Michael Jordan has 16, and he has had a quiet game. Normally, Michael is not quiet for 4 quarters.
Well, we said at the top, when you said what kind of a team is this going to be, Michael is 5 for 16 from the floor. We need, they need, during November and December, they need his playoff numbers. Not only the points, but the minutes and the rebounds and the assists.
With Pippen out of action. Longley got a piece of the shot by Billups, and DeClerc gets it at the buzzer. So Andrew DeClerc, in his 3rd year from the University of Florida, gets the basket, and a foul is called against DeClerc.
Now this is Michael taking it down inside, using a reverse dribble, taking it strong. Now that is a very difficult shot. Now down at the other end, DeClerc, now remember the shot clock is down to 1 as he released that. See their backcourt pressure. This is how I thought we'd see them play for the full 48 minutes tonight.
Randy Brown is fouled by Bruce Bowen, who picks up his 3rd personal foul. But you're right, it was a decision that Rick Pitino made to start the game more of a passive than an aggressive pressure defense, for whatever reason.
For whatever reason, right. But now that they're going, wait, what's happening? The building, the people are behind these guys, because this is what they came for. They wanted to see. And here's another half-court trap.
12-point lead for the Celtics. 2 minutes gone by here in the 4th.
That's the first time we've seen them half-court trap.
Jordan working his way around Bowen. And now with 7 on the shot clock, Randy Brown. Steve Kerr with a quick catch and release, as only Steve Kerr could do it, and he gets his first points of the game. Here is Knight left open for 3, and it's off the glass, and I saw his lips move.
Now wait.
He called it.
He didn't call glass, but we know that he can make that shot.
Yes, he can.
Okay, he can make that shot.
Randy Brown around traffic, feeding Rodman, and Rodman in the Jordan, and it's blocked by Travis Knight. Last touched by the Chicago Bulls, and Travis Knight coming on and playing a major factor here in the second half for the Celtics.
Well, you got to get after him, because he has the ability to get a lot of shot blocks there in a game.
Chauncy Billups fires it up, and Rodman gets the rebound. It's a 76-64 Boston lead, up by 12. At one point, the Bulls were up by 20. Thus a 32-point turnaround in this shocking game at this point. Under 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Michael Jordan from the corner, and a foul called against Billups, and that will be his 3rd personal foul.
Now, all game long, Knight has been out at the 3-point line making passes. So this time he was not played. But he can make that shot. Now watch him come on a slash from the right of your screen. There's your shot block. That's the 2nd shot block of this ball game. And that's why I tell you, last year, in limited time, coming off the bench, he not only led the Lakers in rebounding 9 times, but he also averaged close to 2 shot blocks a game.
And Travis Knight got a lot of minutes as a rookie with the Lakers under pressure basketball in the Western Conference. Walter McCarty replaces Knight. Dana Barros has checked in for the Celtics as well, replacing Billups. And Tony Kukoc is in the game for Chicago with Dennis Rodman, who has scored 10 points going to the bench. 10-point lead for the Celtics. We're in the 4th quarter. McCarty, who's playing with 4 personals, working his way around Kukoc, and Tony gets the rebound for the Bulls. Jordan who has 18 in the game. Great move to the hoop and a foul. Jordan knows it's Jordan time if the Bulls going to make a run here and try to prevent the Celtics from scoring a big upset.
Now Michael just takes some strong baseline, but watch the defense recover. Now in the first half they were running a layup drill. Now you see the three right shirts come right around Michael. You go back and you think of that first quarter. The Chicago Bulls had 8 steals in the quarter, a lot of fast break basketball. We have not seen that in the second quarter, third quarter, or to now.
The clerk goes to the bench with 5 fouls, replaced by Travis Knight. But again, we got to tell you, foul trouble is not a big factor with the Boston Celtics when you play 10 people.
That's right. You're not worrying about that. See, you have to set the style that the referees get to appreciate your team's effort defensively. That will only come after a couple of years.
9-point lead. Walker in the lane. And here comes Randy Brown. 2-on-2, Randy Brown controlling, and Antoine Walker forces the turnover.
4-on-3.
Barros,
Nice.
McCarty, Walker, they get it. Both ends of the basket, and a foul, and the Boston Celtics getting the turnover and the three-point opportunity.
Dick, that was their best play of the night. Their best play.
At both ends.
Yeah, absolutely. They were going to take, now just watch this. There's your steal. They have a 4-on-3. Now watch this as he elevates. They're going to come, drop down, unselfish pass, take it strong, turn your back to defenders so that if they foul you, they have to come from behind. 3-point play.
Tony Kukoc committing his 4th foul, and Rick Pitino's Celtics now lead it 79-67. Once again, a 12-point lead. Antoine Walker with 29 points is the game's high scorer. He has 10 more than Michael Jordan does in this game. Jordan with a fall away, hits, and a foul as well. Fouled by D. Brown, and Jordan now starting to keep the Bulls close, has 21.
See, now D. Brown, you can't do that. First of all, you know you're not going to block his shot. So why are you up there challenging it for the block? You should challenge try to stay 2 to 3 feet away from him, get up on there, try to disrupt them, break the concentration. But the cardinal sin of defense is to foul a jump shoot. That's the worst thing you can do.
And when you're giving up 4 inches, that's really got to be the last thing on your list. So it's a 9-point game. Plenty of time remaining. The Chicago Bulls, remember, have patience. Loads of it. They've shown it for years. D. Brown with a jump shot. And it's 81-70.
Where were all those air balls we saw in the first quarter?
Or the turnovers. Neither of them are apparent for the Boston Celtics.
They're doing a very nice job.
And Randy Brown has the shot blocked. And Luke Longley with the follow-up. Longley now with 8 points. And it's a 9-point Boston lead once again. 5 minutes have gone by here in the 4th quarter. The Bulls led by 20 after 1, 9 after 2, and the Celtics led by 10 points at the end of the 3rd quarter. McCarty, tough pass out to D. Brown. Tipped in. And no basket. Offensive interference is the call.
I had a bad look at that. I really can't make a comment unless I see a replay. You know, it was a good, strong move, but what you like is the fact that your guys are crashing the offensive board. You always tell young players, hey, I don't care if you get the offensive interference or you get a foul over the back. Just keep hustling.
Van Horn, the Nets beat the Pacers in the opening game, and the question is, can the Celtics at home beat the Chicago Bulls, the reigning world champs? Michael Jordan with a miss, and Longley gets the rebound for the Bulls. Plenty of time for them, down by 9 points with under 6.5 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter.
Got to go into him.
They post into Jordan with a fall away with Walker in his face and Travis Knight the rebound. Good defense by Antoine Walker.
Well, Michael's double teamed quickly. Longley did not get fast enough to that offensive glass.
Jordan is 6 of 20 from the field, 22 points, but a very quiet 22 for Michael Jordan. McCarty has his shot knocked away by Brown. 4 on the shot clock, and Barros and D. Brown, and finally the Celtics turn it over, and that has been a rare occurrence for them in the second half.
Main thing for Chicago, regroup right now. regroup, run your offense. Run your offense, set stuff up here right now. Get the ball to Michael in scoring areas. When he gets double and triple team, find your free people going without the ball.
And how many times have they been in this position, stayed patient, and more down the other club? But a turnover. Here's Walker, picked up by Jordan in a hurry. Now Dana Barros, and an offensive foul called against Antoine Walker. And that will be 3 on Walker.
Dick, that was a bad foul. Anytime that you dribble handoff, you cannot continue and plow into the defender. And that's what we had right there. Now keep an eye on this replay. Now just watch as he steps right into Steve Kerr. Moving screen.
And a timeout with 5:36 to go in the fourth.
After being down by 20, the Celtics now lead 81-72. With me, Bob Cousy, who represents the Celtics like none other. Your reaction to this young team fighting back?
Well, I share the enthusiasm of the crowd. You know, the Rick Pitino era has started. This is more defense than I've seen played in this, well, not only in this building, but the old building in 20 years. It's even on this level, it's amazing what can be accomplished with this kind of motivated defense.
All right, thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest of the game. Let's go back now to your buddy Dick Stockton.
Hey, that's great that you talked to Kuz, and it's quite an impact he made with that comment, Hubie.
I would say that was a pretty powerful statement.
And coming from number 14, it has a lot of weight, no question about it. Celtics already over the limit in fouls, so the Bulls will be in the penalty the rest of the way.
See, they just keep switching on every screen and roll, though. You got to take advantage of the screen and roll.
Jordan going to Caffey inside, knocked away by Knight. Knight keeps his composure.
That's it. Get it out.
Travis Knight shows his composure against the withering pressure inside against the Bulls. As we wind down to 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, Bruce Bowen is in there with D. Brown, Dana Barros, Antoine Walker, and Travis Knight. 3 on the shot clock, and Walker hits the jump shot. And 31 points for Antoine Walker. And it's an 83-72 game, and the Celtics keeping the Bulls at bay, but still 4:39 and running remaining. Jordan with the layup inside, beating D. Brown. He's got 24, does Michael.
That was a beautiful lob pass. As soon as Michael had D. Brown on him, he just took him right to the bed. Nice pass that time by Kukoc.
Travis Knight with the fake, and Bowen showing very well. Guy played only 1 game with the Miami Heat last year. Former CBA performer. Travis Knight gets it into D. Brown, and the rebound by Caffey, a little bit too hard off the glass for the layup. Judd Bushler in the game for Chicago.
Well, they have all their three-point guys in there right now.
Kukoc misses a 3, and the rebound Walker for the Celtics. He's got 8 rebounds to go along with his 31 points.
See, Chicago has Kukoc, Kerr, Bushler, and Jordan in there, so they have all three-point shooters.
43 remaining in the fourth quarter.
The Bulls need a score right now, whether it's a 3, a 2, or 2 foul shots, but they need something.
And they're going to call Antoine Walker for the foul on Jordan, and Walker now with 4 fouls, and the Celtics in the penalty, so the Bulls will go to the line, and Michael will shoot a pair.
Yeah, that's a tough call, but it's a definite foul because Walker knocked into Michael as he was about to potentially pick up that loose ball. Now watch, see, he knocks it away, but as Michael goes, see, right, you got to call a foul. Right?
Jordan is 10 of 13 from the free throw line tonight.
And when you're coaching in a game like this and you have a lead against the Chicago Bulls, you're at home, you're a new coach, you're putting in a new system, you do not want the clock to stop. Okay? Now that was a hustle foul right there. You're not going to yell at one of your guys. He just went head first on the floor.
Don't forget, Hubie, the first time it stopped was when they didn't get over in 10 seconds. So Michael Jordan hits them both. Jordan now with 26 points. The Celtics, worrying about rebounds, have outboarded Chicago by 10. But the lead is 83-76. Now let's see what kind of poise this young team has against the Bulls' onslaught here in the final minutes. 3:20 remaining. Waller McCarty finds Travis Knight. 5 on the shot clock. And Knight misses the bank shot. Jordan the rebound. And the Bulls down by 7 points. They've done this so many times against more experienced teams. And they're going to call a Boston foul, and again Jordan will go to the line to shoot a pair. And this will be another one against Walker. 5 against Antoine Walker. One more and he's history.
Yeah, see, that was totally unnecessary. To watch. See, they switched. Now as they come for the trap, they go for the steal. Antoine Walker goes for the steal. You're not going to get that. You're not going to be able to hit Michael Jordan and knock it loose.
Jordan has gone to the line now 16 times in this game. Walker with 5 personals. He has been the big gun, only one of 2 players in double figures for the Celtics. Walker has 31. Chauncy Billups has 13.
Now the test comes. You've got to be able to get it up. You have to be able to run your half-court offense, and now you're going to see how your guys develop. Which guys are going to come to the front here?
5-point lead. Ron Mercer.
Nice.
Foul, and Ron Mercer used his body perfectly to get the 3-point opportunity.
That was a great pass, Dick. An outstanding pass. Now just keep an eye on Walker. Good pump fake, and they catch the defender coming up. And watch this. You see, you know what you liked about that? He turned his back to the defender so that he would get the hit, protect the ball, and then send it up.
Do you think these two have done it before in some other location like Lexington, Kentucky?
Yeah, well, that was good. You know, you're breaking out your blue. You know, come on. I can see it right now. The main thing right now is that they caught Chicago rotating, and that was that was a basketball savvy pass by Antoine Walker.
11 for Mercer, and here's the pressure with under 3 minutes to go. 86-78. 8-point lead for the Boston Celtics, trying to pull off a major surprise on opening night. Steve Kerr hits the first 3-pointer for the Bulls tonight. And you know what Kerr does under pressure? If you remember the NBA Finals last year in Game 6, a 20-second timeout called by the Boston Celtics. And the score, Celtics 86, Bulls down by 5.
Now, this is a good timeout for Rick. Because
an opening night on TNT already memorable. Chicago has 3 timeouts remaining, and the Celtics 1. Neither team has a 20, and the Bulls still have 2 fouls to give with 2:35 remaining in the 4th. Antoine Walker out there with Travis Knight.
Bulls coming with good backcourt pressure.
Dana Barros leading the charge with Mercer. He is the point guard now. They go in and an errant pass by Walter McCarty.
Tell you what, Rodman got away with pushing in the lower back that time.
Michael Jordan going strong to the hoop and a foul.
Well, you know he's going to get that. Whether you get the shot block or not is immaterial. You know that when Michael goes to the basket in that situation, it's got to be a perfectly clean move. Now you can see he got mugged right there by Mercer. You got the shot block from the back, but you did have the contact in his shoulder area.
Foul was on Ron Mercer, who is the 6th pick in the draft.
Oh,
and Jordan misses a free throw. He is 8 of 10 at the line here in this quarter alone. So Michael Jordan going to the free throw line big time. Steve Kerr out of the game. Randy Brown comes in, and here's pressure by the Bulls. 86-82, 4-point lead. Michael Jordan with 29 points. Dana Barros, the point guard. Antoine Walker playing with 5 personal fouls. And here's McCarty with 2 minutes to go, nearly knocked off his feet. 6 on the shot clock. Barros with an air ball, and Travis Knight misses the tip. Gets the rebound, knocked away, and they're going to say it's last touched by Chicago.
Dick, how about the offensive board effort that time? They came up with 3 offensive boards. Now, there's your miss. Here's your first. Walker keeps that alive twice, and then Knight gets a 3rd attempt at that.
13 rebounds for Travis Knight. Mercer misses. The ball knocked out of bounds. Chicago gets it with 1:43 remaining. And a 4-point Celtic lead.
The effort was there, Dick. That was an excellent shot attempt by Mercer. He's dynamite and quick inside of 17 feet. He's really quick.
Steve Kerr replaces Randy Brown. Offense-defense substitution for Phil Jackson. They want the long-range shooting ability of Kerr in there. Michael Jordan with 29 points, working against Mercer. And the rebound knocked into the hands of Kukoc. New clock for the Bulls. With under a half a minute to go, it is still a 4-point Celtic lead. Jordan baseline against McCarty, and a blocking foul called against Walter McCarty of the Celtics. And Michael Jordan again will go to the stripe.
Right now, the Chicago Bulls have their small unit in there. Anytime that you go to Michael on the post, they're double teaming. And you can see right there, he chested him right out of bounds.
Want to welcome our CNN viewers, Hubie, and they're coming in at the end of a thriller here as the Boston Celtics, young team, and Rick Pitino's debut trying to withstand the surge of the defending world champion Celtics. But Michael Jordan misses the front end. He is 15 of 20 from the line tonight.
Dick, we got to bring up that point. Anytime the Bulls go to Michael on the post, he's getting automatically double teamed. They have all their three-point shooters in there except for Rodman. So you know it's there for them. Now they're giving them right back.
One out of two from the line, and they break it. Dana Barros gets it to McCarty. This is a young team, a reckless team, and I don't know if they show any fear. They haven't yet.
There's a statement in basketball. Always press a pressing team.
8 on the shot clock with 1:04 to go, and a block called against Randy Brown. And that was a foul to give for the Bulls. They had one foul to give. That will not be a shooting situation, and the Celtics will inbound.
Now just keep an eye on Randy. Randy's known for his defense. He got there. No way could Barros turn the corner. Barros could not turn the corner. Now the reason why that was significant, that they're taking it on the side. Dana Barros is an 86% foul shooter.
1:02 to go, and the next foul by the Bulls will result in a free throw situation. Ron Mercer in traffic. Under a minute to go. The lead is 3 for the Celtics. 13 on the shot clock. Antoine Walker pressed by Rodman, and Walker stepped on the line and turns it over to the Bulls.
That's tough. See, because they allowed you to go one-on-one. They cleared the side for you, and you had a good opportunity. Now just keep an eye on it right now. Watch that right leg. Nope, he put the left leg back. He stepped right out of bounds. And not only did he step on the line, he stepped way out of bounds.
Bulls call a timeout. We'll be right back to the Fleet Center. 47.9 on the clock. The Celtics 86, Bulls 83. The Bulls have 2 timeouts remaining. The Celtics 1. Neither team has a foul to give. In Rick Pitino's debut, the question is, can the Celtics hold off the Bulls? In any event, rave reviews opening night for Boston. Longley, Bushler, Jordan, Kukoc, and Kerr for the Chicago Bulls. Jordan with a fall away, in and out, and McCarty in a loose ball foul called against Chicago, and a shooting situation coming up. And the personal foul is against Luke Longley, his 5th, and critical free throws coming up for the Celtics.
Well, just watch as he misses this shot. Bushler comes in here and keeps this one alive. See, they kept that one alive, but then they catch Longley over the back.
Travis Knight going to the free throw line for the first time tonight. 38.2 seconds remain, and Knight can give the Celtics a 5-point lead.
Well, you know what I liked about that? He just walked right up there and shot it very calmly.
And he makes them both. 8 points, 13 rebounds, and 2 blocks for the free agent who came over from the Lakers. Nearly a half a minute remaining. It's a 5-point Boston lead. Kukoc for 3. Barros the rebound.
Big thing now, spread them out.
And the Celtics are in command right now, leading by 5.
Spread them out. Don't let them foul you to stop the clock. Spread them out.
Crowd is on its feet. And they're going to see a shocker in Rick Pitino's first game. Hubie Brown talked about the absence of Scottie Pippen with his 20 points, his 6 assists, but it was more than that tonight, wasn't it?
When we had them over in Paris, we said one thing about the team. Who was going to step up and be the second and third scorers? We saw no one tonight do that for the Chicago Bulls. And we also said there is a definite lack of rebounding. Now, Rodman has not been able to get to 36 minutes tonight because of conditioning. This is a big factor for these guys because talent-wise, they're going to be playing teams with much more talent than the Boston Celtics during November and December.
And what great enthusiasm and hustle this Boston Celtic team showed tonight. Jason Caffey hits a two-point basket to make it 90-85, and a timeout called by the Celtics. They have used their last timeout.
Now, by calling that timeout, it gives you the luxury to take it at the baseline or half court. Coming out. Pass the ball up to the corner so that even if they do steal it, they have to go the length of the floor.
Chauncy Billups has 13 points and 4 assists in his debut, the number 3 pick in the draft. Playing well, as virtually all of the young Celtics have tonight.
Everyone had a piece of the pie here.
Yes, they did. Good way to put it, Hubie.
That's right. Some guys scored, some guys played good defense, got rebounding, and then they hustled defensively. And in the last 2.5 quarters of this game, they have played the style of ball that this crowd is looking for.
And here's a steal.
There you go.
And isn't that emblematic of what the Celtics have done? The game is over, and a shocker on opening night as the Boston Celtics have beaten the Chicago Bulls. Rick Pitino with a win in his debut. And as memorable moments go for the Celtics, and they've had dozens, this has to be one of them. An era has begun with Rick Pitino, and right now he's with Craig Sager.
Well, Carmelo needs to play. They need his leadership, and he wants to show it.
Speaking of Stockton, the all-time leader in assists and steals in the NBA, missing. They miss more than just his numbers.
Yeah, they do. They miss his leadership. What Stockton gives you, you can't replace, and that's that savvy. Defensively, I think they'll be fine. Offensively, I think they'll struggle a little bit, but they have a great system.